Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got a video by Austin Sweat titled The 18 Most Improved Players So Far This 2019-2020 NBA Season. I am here for one name and one name only. Luke Kennard better be in this bitch-ass video, bro. I'm just joking. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's going to be a great video. I'm sure Luke Kennard will be there. Everything will be good. All right, let's get it, man. Link to Austin's channel description below.
In the offseason, a ton of players changed teams, and a lot of teams
got
completely new looks, which has played a part in leading to the outcome of 18 players improving their games drastically compared to last year.
Drastically, guys, key word.
And look like much better players, and that have helped them take their games to the next level. I don't remember a season where so many players have, in a way, broken out, and where we've seen so many new stars on the rise, but it's great to see. And it's pretty early on, so I'm sure not all
assets paying off. Assets paying off
all year, but I think most of them will. And up until now they have. So let's look at the 18 most improved players this NBA
haven't seen Luke
season.
Yet. Freddie and Pascal.
He's one of the guys that it's really most satisfying to see him succeed as much as he has because of where he started.
I underrated him, man, like crazy.
As a rookie,
going into the season,
was given an opportunity.
So happy
broke
for him,
out with 17 points a game last year and helped the Raptors win a championship. And with Kawhi leaving, it was the perfect situation for him to break out again. And now he's putting up 26, 8, and 4 a game.
As a Piston fan, I always full screen the video one time a freaking week at least. Man, no, I'm gonna say straight up Pascal Siakam. This season, he's the second best power forward in the Eastern Conference. Number one being Giannis. That's right, guys. Me as a Piston fan, I put Pascal over Blake Griffin right now. Right now, man. I mean, Blake's been kind of trash.
Even last year, he was known for rim running and finishing on the fast break or off of cuts to the basket. But this year's a different story. He's taking on defenders one-on-one and scoring however he wants. Not even to mention how great his defense has been. And as for Van Vliet, he
been number one option
his first 3 seasons, and he really didn't even break out until later in the postseason last year, outplaying Kyle Lowry in a few games, and that led to people realizing just how good he was. But it also
I still think Lowry gets traded sooner rather than later. Maybe not. Got a contract recently,
so the Raptors' starting shooting guard, and going from putting up 11-2-2 last season to now 17-4-4 this year.
Damn, bro!
It's crazy
he was a shooting guard then.
2 years ago didn't even look like real threats. Then last year, knowing Kawhi was probably going to leave, looked like they'd need to start rebuilding with older players like Marc Gasol, Kyle Lowry, and Serge Ibaka. But out of nowhere, they now have 2 of the most improved players in the entire NBA
and the young guys
on the
too.
Same team.
Luka, yes.
I mean, what needs to be said here?
MVP.
Luka was hyped up as much as he possibly could be last season, then came out putting up 21, 7, and 8. And he still had his doubters that believed he was overhyped. But after his rookie season, most people assumed he'd be one of the league's best players.
He played against an NBA team at the age of 16, I read earlier.
He came out currently putting up 29, 10, and 9
oh my God.
this season.
Numbers
and it's
insane.
made it very clear that he's one of the best players in the NBA right now. And if you're someone that's tired of all the Luka Doncic hype, it's not going anywhere. I remember last year
that good.
At guys like LeBron and KD's stats and how they were putting up 27 and 25 a game by their sophomore seasons, and was wondering when we were ever going to see someone do something similar again, because there hasn't been a player that's done that in a while.
We
but now
found
it's finally happening, and so far Luka is having a better sophomore year on paper than the both of them, and he's done a great job living up to all the hype he had coming into this year.
Aron Baynes and Kelly Oubre.
Now, Aron Baynes is definitely having a breakout year at 33 years old.
Hey, good for him.
Being in the new system with the Phoenix Suns, currently averaging around 14 and 5 a game compared to his typical 5 and 5 a game that he's averaged for the past 7 seasons. And it's because this has really been one of the first times he's gotten a real starting role since
he's always been a backup pretty much.
And now he fits in great with Phoenix. Once Aiden
bro, he looked freaking toasted right there, man. God damn, y'all got that step in Phoenix like that?
To go back to normal.
Oh my God.
Being a contract year for Aron, it'll still definitely help his value in free agency. And as for Oubre, I really wasn't sure he was ever going to break out while watching him play on the Wizards, but ever since he's been on the Suns, it's been a different story. It shows why we should
new place, new system, new coaching staff, new players.
Especially one that's only played for one.
New confidence.
For him though, he's been averaging 17 and 5, dating back to last season when they first traded for him. Let's just hope he keeps getting better.
Tricky Trey.
19 and 8 as a rookie, and now 27 and 8 as a sophomore. I mean, it's still very early in the season, but if we assume Trey's
it ain't that early no more
all year, he's drawn comparisons.
Damn, we're 15 and 16 games in. Like, it ain't you like. I don't know at what point we stop saying, be early. Like, no, we here, man.
The Steph Curry since his Oklahoma days, but think about the fact that it took Steph Curry
real
up
deal.
until his unanimous MVP season in his 7th year in the league to average
They are who we thought they were.
24 points a game.
One of my favorite sayings.
In year 2.
Probably
and
said
if
it
he does
wrong.
keep this up all year, I think that's a pretty good indicator that he's going to have a great overall entire career. I mean, there's never been anyone in NBA history to put up those kind of numbers.
I love
in
his
their
jump
second
shot. It's so
season,
fluent.
then just fall off. They all went on to have All-Star and even Hall of Fame careers, which is weird to say when talking about a.
Wait, what about
21-year-old
Michael
Trae
Carter-Williams?
But facts is facts. And both of these guys have clearly benefited from the addition of Kemba Walker.
And the subtraction of Kyrie.
Had a much bigger
Let's
role
be
in the
honest.
offense, and his game looks a lot more complete. Last year, I felt like he was just taking a bunch of jump shots every game, but now he's done a great job of doing more than just shooting. He's still not a high volume scorer, and will instead consistently give you 20 to 25 every night.
He doesn't need to be that yet. There's so many other veterans on this team and other scoring options where I'm happy that Jason Tatum's not being a ball hog. I'm happy about that. I think that's been a big part of the system. Like, yes, when you count on me, I'm going to knock down my shots, but I don't need to shoot 30 times a game. He realized he got a great point guard on this team.
And that may be just who
props
he is,
to him.
but at least he's consistent. And as for Jalen, he was putting up 13 a game last year in a season that everyone started to say he wasn't living up to expectations, which made his $115 million contract seem pretty crazy at
He's
first.
earning it now, though.
But the man came out ready to prove everyone wrong, and is now putting up 19 and 7 a night on 49% from the field and 39%.
Could have got his money and fell off. Good players do that.
Everyone on the
not
team
him, not Jalen.
Boston's new system, and he's been a man on a mission to prove people wrong. Then Brandon Ingram's a guy that we should all be rooting for. A lot of people, including myself, really weren't seeing what all the hype around him was about. For a guy that was compared to Kevin Durant, he was a young player in LA that scored the ball pretty well, putting up 18 a game, but didn't really do too much more than that, and there wasn't a lot exciting about his game. But it just goes to show how much being on the right team with the right coach and in the right scenario can
Hollywood ain't for everybody.
Lonzo Ball might not be having a breakout year, but Ingram's made the most out of being on the Pelicans and being their go-to guy with Zion Williamson injured. With him now putting up 25 and 7 a game. Only time will tell if he keeps this up, but there's a pretty good chance of it considering the fact that he ended off last season on a hot streak and picked right back up where he left off this year too.
I still haven't seen Luke Kennard.
Rozier's obviously broken out this year as expected because he went from being the Celtics backup to the Hornets starter. And as the starter, he's averaging about 16 a game right now.
Guys, be honest with me. Do you think Terry Rozier, do you think his contract's right now? Like, do you still feel like he's overpaid? Or do you feel like that Terry Rozier contract, like he's like earning it? Like, guys, let me know that.
Right,
I'm just curious what you guys think.
Yeah, when he signed.
Just let me know.
He's definitely good enough to be a starter for a few teams in the league, but also is only averaging a poor 4 assists. And I don't know how much better I can see him getting in the long run. But either way, at the very least, he's a great backup point guard for any team. And that might be where he ends up by the end of the year for Charlotte.
Yeah, Devontae's there.
Graham, who's easily outperforming him up until this point. And he's definitely also a breakout player this year. Last season, he played 14 minutes a game and averaged 4 points and 2 assists as a rookie. Out of nowhere this year, 18 points and 7 assists in 32 minutes a game, playing slightly more time than Rozier. And
making 1/50th of the money at Terry Rozier, by the way.
Isn't even a good team with 2 breakout players.
Brogdon and Sabonis.
And these guys were another duo that are both breaking out on the same team. Sabonis is breaking out because he's finally been made a starter in something that was long overdue. He was coming off the bench as a 6-man for a while behind Thaddeus
They still
Young
kind of stagnate the
because he
minutes,
spread the
though.
floor better on a team that didn't have much shooting. And while doing so, Sabonis was putting up 14 and 9 last season. But coming out this year, the man's averaging 18 and 14 a game. I've been saying
14
he's needed
rebounds?
a starting spot for a while, and I'm glad he's finally proving he was worth it, and that the Pacers are still good with him as a starter. And Malcolm Brogdon's also having a breakout season. Even though his stat differential isn't too drastically different from last year, his role on the team is.
The assists
he was
seem to
the
be.
3rd or even 4th option on the Bucks, but on the Pacers right now, he's their top scorer and assister, averaging 19 points and 8 assists a game. It's clear Milwaukee wasn't using him right, and all he needed was a change of scenery to make things work for him.
I still haven't seen Luke Kennard.
Quietly, Jabari Parker.
I still haven't seen Luke Kennard.
17 points a game for the Atlanta Hawks as their starting power forward ever since John Collins got suspended. He put up 13 a game off the bench before the suspension and has averaged 20 points a game after it. And let's hope things like this keep up for Jabari, because I'm positive he has all the talent in the world to be a great player. He just hasn't found the right team.
See if he maintains it when John Collins.
When Collins comes back, Parker's most likely going back to the bench, no matter
Sadly.
how good he plays, because he's not keeping Colin's starting spot, and he can't switch positions because
I mean, Alex Len ain't exactly like popping off the books, you know what I'm saying? So maybe John Collins, maybe trying that center against Jabari Parker, just to like experiment. You never know. You never know.
Bench DeAndre Hunter or Cam Reddish to keep him as a starter. So while it might not be sustainable, for now, Jabari Parker's breaking out and still showing he's not a
throw
buster.
bitch ass Len on the bench.
A bench role on a still very young Hawks team with potential, though. A bench role on a still very young Hawks team with potential, though, isn't a bad spot.
Yeah!
And here's another guy that I don't know if his hot start is really going to be sustainable.
Oh, it is!
But for now, I can't argue with the fact that Luke Kennard's also quietly being one of the most improved.
Yeah!
Averaging 17 points a game compared to the 10 he averaged last season.
Let's go,
He's
baby!
He's a spot-up shooter that does
Let's
a good job
go!
of getting open through screens, but can also create his own shot. And the thing that's really put him over the top for this season is Derrick Rose. Luke does a great job of getting open, and Derrick does an even better job at driving to the basket.
He's his Kyle Korver. So D Rose says.
And in only his third year, if he can keep this up and Derrick can help him with that, we could be seeing the quick development of the next JJ Redick type player. Now,
yeah!
too high for it, but I do believe it's definitely.
Bro, that's damn Klay Thompson. I ain't no JJ Redick. That's Klay. That's the next Klay Thompson. Okay, like JJ Redick just shoots threes. This man, well, maybe not the defense, playmaking. He's I don't know, man. I don't know what he is. He's just Luke Kennard. He's just Luke Kennard. So happy he's on this video. I was gonna rage.
I wasn't too high on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last season on the Clippers. I mean, he wasn't bad, but I didn't know if I could really see him being that good down the line, and I was clearly wrong. And I don't know what's made the biggest difference for him. Whether it's moving over to shooting guard, playing alongside and learning from Chris Paul, being on the new Thunder team, or a combination of all three. But Shai looks completely different from last year. Last season you could tell he was a rookie, but now at times he's honestly playing like a veteran.
That's half the game, mental.
3-2 last year compared to his now 19-5-3. And he doesn't play like he's a sophomore in his good games. But with that said, he does need to get more consistent because there is still games where he doesn't have a big impact. But when he does start having big games every night, he can easily become
it's an 82-game season. You can't just play, 50 games. Good choices right here for sure.
When you look at Wiggins out here about to make us all look like hypocrites for saying he's been a bust year after year, with him now averaging 26 and 5 a game, playing.
I'm gonna go on the record and say I never personally called Wiggins a bust, because to me a bust is like a player that just doesn't do anything. Like to me, Andrew Wiggins, he definitely did not live up to his pick, and now he kind of is. So that's where I'm at with him.
Some nice wins for the Wolves early on, and I don't know what it is that changed in him. The roster's the same as it was last year, and I don't know that there's ever been a first overall pick that took until his 6th season to break out. Assuming that he stays this consistent through all 82 games, though, it looks like that's just what it was.
How old is he? You gotta be 24?
And we've made jokes about it, but honestly, it's great to finally see this coming from him. And to be honest, the one factor that we do know has actually helped him is the development of Karl Anthony Towns, putting up 27 and 12 on
17 threes a game
from 3 so far.
Yep.
The man's been up and down in his first 4 seasons, but now he looks like he's finally done playing around, and he's trying to make a name for himself as the best center in the NBA. And it's great to see this duo both breaking out at the same time, because that's just what the Wolves needed, and if both of them can keep up this pace, we'll finally get to see them back in the playoffs. Now, again,
maybe,
like I said,
it's still the Western Conference, right?
All of these players will keep up their hot starts that they've been on, but I do have faith that a majority of them will. And as for the most improved player award this year,
Luke Kennard.
I mean, you gotta believe it's either gonna go to Siakam again, or Doncic, or Trae Young, because their games.
I'd probably say it gotta be Luka Doncic. It's gotta be Luka Doncic. Just like going from rookie of the year, good numbers as a rookie, to literally we're discussing him as an MVP. As much as Pascal Siakam's been great, that right there, though, is something else. But, I don't want to say it's early in the NBA season. We're no longer early. We're about over a quarter away, something like that. Nah, not a quarter. I don't know on bitch-ass math, bro. We some, whatever, man. We games into it. So, I don't expect Luka to just fall off all of a sudden. But overall, good video. Happy that Luke was on here. So, we out, man.